What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Upward Elementary and we have some wind. It's a lot of crosswind on this hole specifically, but we are pairing up the Sea Line PD. We have a stock run PD and the Lone Howl 3, which is the Sea Line Meadow Flake, versus the Sexton Firebird, the Halo Color Glow from last year, and the 10-year anniversary Color Glow from this year. We're gonna start off on the hole number 1, because we like to throw forehand sometimes. Go ahead and alternate, and we're going to throw all 4. 2 closest get points. Alright, we're going to go the 10-year anniversary, just Color Glow Sexton. I think that's safe. And we're going to go with the Lone Howl 3 here. That wind is intense out there. And now the Halo Sexton Firebird. And just a stock Sea Line PD. This might be interesting, but I think it's going to show me a lot of really good things that I need to know, that I'm interested in, and we might have a lot of fun today. Do the thing again where we kind of just forget that the short basket is there. Oh, I should probably do one of these guys. The short basket is even there and just throw as if this is wide open fairway and we're trying to get max distance. We needed to get some anhyzer. On the last hole though, both the PDs beat both the Firebirds. It happened. It did happen. Based off of rim shape, rim size, this is pretty similar. The PD gets a little bit more blunty drop off, like a rounded off edge, whereas the Firebird is just kind of blunt, but they have a very similar shape, especially these two, the Sexton Firebird. But PDs have the box. Let's give it a big old flex shot. How fast will it fight out of it with this crosswind? Let's hope we don't end up in the street. I love to throw flex shots. And now we're gonna go with the Halo Firebird. See if this flies anything close to that. There we did see the Firebird rip. That extra little blunt edge brings the parting line or the wing up ever so slightly, meaning when it does drop a little bit faster. The next throw I think is going to show me more than this throw will, because I know that the PD is super extremely glidey on a turnover, especially that PD, because that's a very domey PD. That Firebird is not extremely domey, it's got a very soft dome. Very similar dome to this. Not really a whole lot, but enough where I think that's where you're seeing the distance differentiation come from. Now this is really the one that I'm interested in, because this one actually does fade a little bit less than the Halo Firebird. So, is it straight enough to be the overstable PD slot? That remains to be seen. We're gonna throw both these on just kind of a punchy backhand hyzer, and the crosswind should keep it from fading too much, hopefully. That's about perfect. It basically, what I use the PD for is basically a headwind wraith. It flies like a wraith into a headwind, and when it's not a headwind, it's a very overstable wraith. I don't know if I'll get the same amount of flip up out of this, but that's also a lot of wind. Honestly, about the same. I think the main difference, and here's where filming with two and throwing one set while you still have the other is nice. The difference mainly here is this slightly more blunt, slightly higher feeling wing feels very, very comfortable on a forehand. The PD, with its slightly more rounded off rim, feels very, very comfortable on a backhand. So if I was throwing this slot mostly backhand, I think PD is more where I lean towards. And if I was throwing this slot mostly forehand, I think a Firebird, the Sexton Firebird, would be a great disc for that. But since I'm like 60-40 or even 70-30 backhand dominant, I think that's where forehand dominant players keep telling me, oh, this is a great alternative, this is a great alternative. But I don't use the PD the same way you use your Firebird, so maybe that's where the issue's coming from. I do think I like that Lone Howl 3 a little bit better than I do just the stock C-line. It's a little bit flatter, so a little bit less glidey, but also means a little bit more controllable with wind. Am I about to put the Firebird back in the bag, or am I about to put a C-line PD in the bag? The PD is up 3-0 right now before this hole, and I'm still walking up. Whoa, interestingly enough, Firebird takes a point. That is surprising. Moved on to hole number 6, 350-foot forehand hyzer. We're gonna go back to this pairing, this matchup, because this did actually beat out this one. So we'll see if it holds true, or if it was kind of a one-off thing, and maybe there was a little bit less wind when I threw the Firebird. Don't really know, but we are gonna throw the forehand here. Goal is try to keep it in the air, but still give it enough distance to get all the way to the basket. It's safe. It wasn't good. Now for the Lone Howl 3. Let's call this a wash and try another forehand. Alright, same experiment, but we're going the opposite direction per the wind. So now the wind's going to help us fade safe instead of turn over into the street. Weird little trick shot to kind of skip and do the long pan, and then this was just a straight skip shot. So we are back onto the Firebird. Can we get it all the way there with the wind? and driven. Lone Howl 3. Firebird 2, PD 3. I did kind of call this out though, that the Firebird feels more comfortable and is going to be more reliable on a forehand. And if it's this windy and I'm trying to throw that shot, I'm probably not throwing a PD. I'm probably throwing my super overstable version of whatever Firebird I might choose to throw. Neither one of those were good shots. Let's stop throwing forehands for a minute and let's go throw a backhand. We're gonna give these two a chance to take a break for a minute. We're gonna go back to the pink rim and the pink PD. This is directly into the headwind. And I'm gonna try to throw these on Anheuser. Whatever happens, happens. But just know I was intentionally trying to throw these on Anheuser. I didn't let the wind finish, so should have let the wind calm down before I tried to throw the second throw. Firebird and PD are tied up, which means I was hoping we could finish it on this hole, but means we're gonna have to go play a couple more holes. I can't think of a better way to close this out than to do a Firebird versus PD backhand, forehand, alternate shot for the last hole, hole 18. Whoever's CTP after the second throw, that's who's going to win out on today's battle. The Firebird currently has the box. As I've stated before, the Firebird, specifically this Firebird, has about the right stability. The hand feel is very much more geared towards forehand, so I don't know if I'm leaning that direction or not, because I do throw this a lot more backhand. Let's go ahead and throw this shot. Let's see what ends up happening. Firebird first. Okay, now the PD's turn. Tell you what I'm leaning towards, but we are going to have to go make the throws. And I do realize that this would normally play as OB, but for the purposes of this battle, we can do what we want. That's pretty decent, but I think the PD has a better line. Because we are further this way, we can throw a little bit straighter if we want to, but I think I'm just going to try to spike a forehand in. Or throw right at it. Well, that means that the Firebirds win for the video. Guess it's another month of Firebirds in the bag. All because it's better to forehand. No, PD is better for me. PD is a better disc. I throw the PD better than the Firebird. So unless I end up learning how to throw the Firebird better on a backhand, PD is in the bag. Specifically this Lone Howl 3. Sorry, Nate Sexton. I'm just not that much of a forehand person. Hopefully you enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff though, please make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. That helps you guys out with these subscriber only giveaways. Definitely helps me out as well. And until next time, see you out on the course.